Now, AI has been on the top of mind in everyone's conversations recently, even in the crypto space, and this is no exception. I've got the guys from Playfix on this episode to talk through their solution on how they're using AI to build up websites and resources and all sorts of things for projects out there. Tobias and Ben are joining me to talk through their project and everything that they're doing here. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Peter.
All right, let's start from the beginning. What exactly is Playfix and what are you guys trying to build here?
So Tobias here with Playfix, CEO and co-founder. Playfix is a way to build Web3 DApps with a prompt. So we all know ChatGPT right now. You can go generate text or images. We've taken the same concept and made it possible to build full websites that have, Web3 DApp interoperability kind of baked in. And we're doing that because we want to open this game up, right? Like today, so far, it's been pretty much a developer's game, right? You've got to know the technical details about how to implement smart contracts and build, React applications. And, that's been good so far, but we think there's millions of people out there that want to build things and have project ideas they want to bring to market. And we want to give them the tools that they need to do that.
This sounds all too good to be true, really. It's taking out a lot of those hard aspects that you do need to get specialized developers for to make this all happen. What's powering this? Did you build your own AI engine? What's under the hood?
We did not. We don't have that kind of budget. We are using some of the bigger models that exist in the marketplace right now. And then we customize those. There's a couple different techniques we use, like fine tuning, RAG, etc. But the AI model in this is, I think, just one part, right? It's not the whole thing. We have a pretty complex application that's taking in a user query, sending it to the AI model for translation to what the application needs in order to do its job. And then it sends it back and the front end application will build what the user wants. We're not doing our own thing right now. We're customizing what's available. And we are using, OpenAI as a primary one, just at this stage of our product. And we are, of course, on our roadmap, have it built out to do support multiple LLMs, as well as adopt some of the decentralized LLMs that are coming to market this year.
It's always interesting to see how all that is put together and how it all works. Now, what I'm interested in now is what is the output of the prompts that get generated? Will I see an actual visual website? Will I see code? What's the next step after the prompts are started and outputted?
As Tobias said, we sort of package up components that we have sort of semi-built. It's sent off to the language model and then it comes back. And we're rendering code in, it's a finished rendered component on the page. So unlike a lot of the other services where it'll just render out the entire page and then you have to figure out, get some code and then sort of figure it out, we're doing it by component, by section. So it means you get a much better output, a much faster output, and a more aligned with sort of your vision. And you can go, I want a hero section with this and that and this and that. And it grabs our sort of templates, shoots it off, comes back, perfectly rendered, image, aligned, pixel perfect, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, I'd find that really useful. Actually, we were talking a little bit earlier. I run a dev agency myself, and so sometimes you just need a brand new section, like a slider area, and you have to find all these libraries and bits and pieces to piece it all together. But instead, so I can use the prompt to build that section out, then integrate it into whatever I'm using.
Absolutely. A simple way of thinking about it would be like Elementor. So when you're using Elementor, you start off with a section, and then you have to figure out padding and alignment, spacing, and it can become very confusing, especially for the people without any code skills. So we've taken that approach of component-based, but using chat. So it's here's a component. Oh, actually, I want to change the color. Swap the side over. Put the image on the right and the form on the left. Okay, great. And it does that. So it's simplifying the act of creating the component without any need of sort of, knowledge of code, really. That's the plan.
Yeah. There's also knowledge of like a design aesthetics as well. Like how much padding should I put around a container? How much white spacing should be around the images and stuff like that. Do you guys take all of that into account as well?
Yes, we do. I mean, the way that we're, like the first iteration of this will be very component based, like Ben mentioned, and those components we're creating and they can be customized. So the default version of them has the kind of best practices of design, UX and UI in them. And so, yeah, they're definitely, like if you just use the defaults of what we do, then it's going to be a good looking page. With Web3 interactive capability.
This is awesome. But what is the actual output of the components? So will I see like React code, or will I see code for like WordPress? What will the platform be outputting, and then what can I use it for? How can I execute that code?
Yeah, great question. It is a fully rendered page, so you will not see any code. And you can kind of tell from that, like who we're targeting, right? I mean, obviously developers that want to get something up quick can use this too, but who we're trying to help here are the people that don't want to write any code or deal with any code. So it's a fully rendered page, obviously in the beginning, one page, and we'll have the domain will be hosted on our site, and then you can create a kind of a CNAME and have your own custom hosted domain. But it'll all be kind of like our back end. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Think of it like if you want to build a really fast landing page. So I just want a hero and I want some information and I want this and that and this and that. So component, type, section, done. Fully hosted and no design needed, no code needed. And it's on our domain. And as Tobias said, CNAMEs. And one of the things we're taking into account is it needs functionality on the back end. So we've got this deep integration with Web3, as well as things like forms and databases. So if you create a form, it has to process, it has to live somewhere. So we're taking that sort of thing into account as well. When you go, I want a contact form, it actually has to function and go somewhere and store information. So that's kind of the approach we're taking. It's not just what you see on the page, but it's sort of the stuff behind that powers it all as well.
Yeah, there's a video that I posted on Twitter a couple days ago showing us building a leaderboard for the Nike coin using the AI, and it has the picture from the Nike Twitter account on there, and I showed the whole process, right, of using the prompt and then creating the page and then publishing it. So we can definitely link to that maybe in the comments or something like that, so your audience can see what it looks like and how it was created.
I'll bring it up on screen and just play it in the background so everyone can see it. Now, okay, so how does the Web3 interaction components work then? Like, can I have like a Warrant Connect on this? How are you getting data from chain to see the leaderboards in the Nike meme coin? Is it like a trading leaderboard or what is it exactly?
Yeah, okay, so to answer your first question, yes, we will have all the common and I guess baseline Web3 components built in already. So Connect wallet, there, display transactions, buy a token, mint an NFT, DEX trading widget. Like you can just kind of make a list in your head of all the different Web3 components that you might want, and we'll have something for it, and people can use those in their apps. And how we're powering those, I mean, each one kind of implies a different level of, behind the scenes, I guess, infrastructure. So the leaderboard is just connecting to a Blockfrost node that I spun up on my own account, and that's how that one is powered. So, so it's powered by Blockfrost, but we got the asset ID for that token, and just passed it into the web builder that we have, and then it was able to render it via the Blockfrost node.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I know what it takes
Cool.
to mock that all out and make it all work. So to have AI just build that all for you, and then you can output it, and it's all hosted as well, which is the other annoying part of all this. That's really cool, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can start to see the potential, right? I mean, we're going to just, anybody who has an idea and it wants to get something done, I mean, it's going to be at their fingertips now. So we're really excited about that.
One of the things we are definitely trying to do is take away the requirement for people to connect to APIs. So we will have in the background essentially a lot of these connections done. So then you can just use chat and it will automatically pull that information for you. So again, no code, no requirement to understand how it works in the background. We just start to build in plugins and APIs, which it will expand in the marketplace, that people can just use. So really, the goal is to open up, use AI to open up technology. So you yourself, you're a developer, you've worked in the industry for a long time, you understand PHP and WordPress and infrastructure. That's a lot of learning you had to go through to actually get to a point where you could deliver these sorts of things, either for yourself or for other clients. What we want to do is make that accessible for everyone, our kids, for people of the older generation. We want them to be able to create these tools and get their, I hate to say it like this, old people have ideas as well. But
yeah, they do.
So we want, yeah, they do. And we want to empower them to not be intimidated by technology, but to be able to just create and output whatever they want. They may have the next $1 million idea, or they may just have something they want to put together for themselves.
All right, guys, you're putting me out of business here.
That's the plan.
No, we've got a way for everybody to make money here. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, really interesting. Now, what about a level of interoperability? Now, I know it sounds like this could be easily connected in with other chains and all that, and the platform I could see be easily platform chain agnostic. What's the goal behind that, and what level of interoperability will be on the platform?
Yeah, it's very clear from our roadmap. We're starting with Cardano, first, and then we've already built out some EVM components. I was doing some demos and some prototypes for different L2s that were interested in what we're doing. And, because we have kind of all the core foundation built, it's super easy for us to just write a little component that connects to any chain at this point. And so, yeah, we definitely are supporting EVM chains, I guess more officially, either towards the end of Q3 or, sometime thereafter. So multi-chain for sure. And yeah, just in terms of interactions, I think we'll come out with components and with features that I think will address a big part of user requirements. And then from there, it's just all about that feedback and iteration. In addition to into the different chains, like Ben got really excited about this because he's wanted something like this for just regular Web 2 stuff, right? Just to spin up a landing page with a form to collect emails and test something out. So, this also has a very, capable, just pure Web 2 part of it that we think has a lot of growth potential as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. We always get clients that just are trying to run like a quick campaign and have to allocate a resource to build something for half a day, where this could essentially spin up a landing page and we can drive some Google pay-per-click advertising to it, test out if the idea even works, and then invest further money and resources into it. So really good, guys. Yeah. This will help me in many, many ways, not just in the Web3 space. So I'm really excited about this. Well, I know people are going to ask, safety, security, we're dealing with Web3 here. What are the type of risks and security measures that are put in place behind all this?
Yeah, great question. So I think mostly when it just comes to the pure connectivity part, right? Like say you're connecting the wallet, we're using pretty standard libraries that everybody in the community uses to make those connections and our site will have SSL enabled on it, etc. So I think for a lot of like the basic ones, it will be secure, and it is secure. Where obviously the question of security really has a big impact are on the smart contracts that people create and deploy. In the very beginning, we want to empower anybody to bring their own smart contracts, but obviously to fulfill our vision, we can't expect that everybody will be able to do that. So we will actually, with the new funding that we're going for, we'll create the baseline contracts, right? And we can have those audited. We can make sure those are safe for everybody who uses our product. In addition, we are building out a marketplace, right? And this is where people, just like with WordPress or just like with Webflow, you can go list your themes, you can list extensions, components, and even smart contracts that people can buy or use for free depending on what the listing is. And that's where obviously people that bring smart contracts to the marketplace that are audited and safe, theirs will rise to the top and have a good reputation, and people can use them knowing that they can trust them. So that's our plan for safety and security.
Okay, sounds like I need to sign up for this marketplace when you guys get to that point, so I can put some resources up there. I'm assuming this is one way that web developers can make some revenue off the platform and sell their smart contracts or licenses to use them or something like that.
Not only have we built sort of the web page builder, but there's also additional products that we've sort of created early on. So chatbots and research bots. So chatbots are pretty integral to any page or any product that you have these days. And we're integrating these systems that we've built, the chatbots, which are actually, you can go and use them now. You can put them on your site now. Just go to playfix.io and log in. But these bots are also, they're RAG-based and research bots. So you could be creating your own bots and then selling either access to those bots or selling usage of those bots as well. Not only do you build them into your site, but there's ways that you can monetize if you have a large amount of data on a very, very specific subject. Similar to a custom GPT, but unlike ChatGPT, which is you may get a share of the revenue at some point, these are actually monetizable tools that you can put into a marketplace that people can access, especially if you've got really specialized knowledge. And that knowledge is yours. You have that, we still have to make sure that people aren't just putting up stuff they get from everywhere. But then access to that is what you can monetize. And that's just part of the marketplace. As Tobias sort of mentioned, there's themes, plugins, API access that you may have. And again, unlike the custom GPTs, where if you connect up an API, that's not monetizable. We want to build in monetizable options that you as developers, data owners, or platform owners can input into the marketplace that people can then just connect and pay you for, and you get usage access fees to.
Yeah, maybe to make some of that a little bit more practical, let's say, for example, somebody has a digital product they want to sell, an ebook or something, right? They can build the landing page with us. They can put a widget there that says, I want to accept ADA or some other token for payment of this. And then you could have a chatbot that's there to answer any questions, like in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, like a lot of sites have. People could pop open the chatbot and say, okay, well, does the ebook cover these topics, or whatever the question is. And the chatbot could help answer those customer inquiries without having to have somebody on staff 24/7. And then those chatbots can also be agents. So let's say, for example, somebody wants to be contacted back, and they ask the chatbot, can you have somebody call me or email me back? Then the chatbot's able to maybe send a message back to the site owner to let them know that there's a request to respond to. And as you can imagine, having all that kind of wrapped up into one package is really, we think there's a lot of power in that.
And again, no code needed.
That's kind of the best bit. Okay, this really is combining a lot of the different aspects of my daily life. I use chatbots like Talk.io. I think is probably my most common one that I use. I use page builders all the time. I build landing pages for clients. So having this all wrapped together, I think is awesome. So I could really use this, and I can see the benefits behind it. I can see a lot of other people in the Web3 space using it too. So this is absolutely awesome. Now, how are you guys funding yourselves? There's a lot of work to get this all done. Like, how did you guys get to where you are now to build up? It sounds like almost an MVP.
Yeah, it's MVP. Well, there's two products that are fully shipped, and those are past MVP, the two chatbot products. So, we have shipped something, and then the builder page is MVP. I think we're close to being able to onboard customers in the next month or so, and we'll do a slow rollout and make sure everything's working before we open it up to everybody. Our story, we started off actually during the last bull run, and we raised some money, and we are actually a GameFi platform. We built this really cool platform for game developers and made it possible to add NFTs, tokens, and wallets to Web3 games with, you didn't need any blockchain knowledge, you just needed to know how to use a REST API. So that platform, like once the bear market hit, there was no customers for that platform, and we basically just pushed pause on Playfix, and then went off and just learned about AI and got really deep into it, and tried to see what's next with AI, how could it be used in the Web3 space. Obviously, there's a lot of chatbot solutions that got saturated pretty fast, and then we pivoted and went into this space. And super excited to be in this space because, unlike the game platform, this one has a much broader market, right? Like there's just millions of people who are our potential customers with this product. And kind of the best part of it all is that we have that platform, like a lot of the APIs that we built previously can be used for things like automating contract deployments that our customers will need to do with Playfix right now. So that was, that the funding we raised really was like dedicated to building that first platform. And then we use we were almost out of funds, but we've kind of just scraped things together, and I'm, eating ramen and living off of, Ben and I both are pretty much just getting by for the moment on what we can to build out this current version of Playfix. And we are, to help us make this, the whole vision come to life, all the cool things we've talked about, we are launching on Coinecta, a launchpad, on July 8th, and we'll be raising a new round through that launch.
Gotcha. Yeah, Coinecta is definitely a good platform to go through. The guys there are an awesome team to launch a token through, so definitely something to keep an eye on. So July 8th is the token launch date. Yep. How much... what's the breakdown here? How much are you trying to raise? What's the percentage of tokens? And also, what's the token utility for the platform?
So we are raising anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million. That's the range. The number of tokens that will be sold during that phase, it's up to 60% will be available in that public sale. So, if anybody's familiar with Nuvola, they're another project that launched with Coinecta. It's a very similar model to them. We're kind of following some best practices here and trying to get as many of the tokens out into the market as soon as we can, right? We're viewing this launch as a way to bring in a lot of people into the family, and bring everybody along for the ride and help, help win together, I guess is the right way to put it. So we're selling, a big stake in what we're doing. On the utility side, you can buy the token and then you stake the token to unlock these features that we've been talking about. So there's a component of, if you need to use the features, you've got to stake it. It won't be a lot, right? We're talking about, tens of dollars a month to kind of unlock those features. So that will be kind of the minimum. And then you can stake more if you want to participate in our rewards program. And that will be essentially a pretty hefty share of all the fees that we're taking in through our services. And we have a blog post coming out soon that'll break that down. But we have, there's 3 different ways, 3 different revenue streams we have. There's, fees from the contract trading, like if somebody launches a token sale or an NFT, there's a trading fee of 1% on those things through us. So 50% of that will go to stakers. We have the marketplace fee, 50% of that will go to stakers. And then we have our platform fee, this is kind of the fee for using the AI and hosting part of what we do. And that one will get about 10% for stakers.
All right, brilliant. That's a good breakdown. And when that article comes out, I'll put a link to it down below in the show notes so everyone can check that out, as well as the tokenomics and everything else around it. Guys, it sounds amazing what you guys are building and putting together. I will make sure all the references that we talked about are in the show notes down below. Is there anything else that you guys need to mention for the community before we sign off on this interview?
Just maybe July 8th, write it down. We'd love to have everybody participate if they're interested. And our website has our socials, so follow us on Twitter and Discord. And if anybody has any questions, Ben and I are available.
Absolutely. Look, we're really, really excited by what's coming up, what we're building, and by the change we're hoping to bring into development for everyone. So we're really encouraging people to sort of get on the train, help support so they can be part of what we're trying to build.
Looking forward to it all, guys.
Cool. Thank you so
Peter.
much.